This is the mini zine I made in Nicole George's Pet Grief Workshop last weekend about my Charlotte, and I thought I would share a little bit of it with you. So I blocked out the writing just because it still needs editing and things, but I thought I'd share the pictures from the mini zine at least. This was about the first time I met her, which was we met Charlotte in a adoption van in the middle of Brooklyn when we were going grocery shopping. And this was about an early part of her life, and she was found living on the streets in South Carolina with her puppies that she managed to keep alive. And then this was supposed to be at an object that always makes me think of her, and for me that is carpet. Charlotte's one of her favorite things was carpet, and she would roll and roll and roll on carpet. We're pretty sure she'd actually never seen carpet before we adopted her. And then the writing here was about things people would say about her. And then the image was about where they ate. And so this is actually her eating in our kitchen in our co-op apartment in Brooklyn, which is where we lived for many, many years with her. And it was just the first image that came to mind. And I had written this, the line I wrote about of what people said is, why would you want a dog like that? Because people loved Charlotte once they got to know her, but when people often had lots of awful things to say about dogs like Charlotte. And this was what they did on their own. And this was Charlotte having big feelings about the existence of dogs in the world. And something that made you think of them. And we had been on the beach that morning, and there had been a huge flock of seagulls, and it was a beautiful morning with really mellow waves, and it just made me think about Charlotte and how she would have loved to be there and trying to eat crabs and want to chase seagulls and splash around in the water. And then this was about sending them on a trip, and I thought about something they'd love to do, and I wish that we had had this cargo bike that Sirius got us when Charlotte was alive. Charlotte would have absolutely loved the cargo bike, and I would have taken her so many places. And the last page is one of our last memories together. And I wrote and drew about the last walk we took her on, where she got to survey her neighborhood one last time before going to the vet when the cancer had made it impossible for her to breathe, pretty much. So yeah, that was the mini zine that I made last weekend in the workshop. And I'm really pleased with how it came together, and I hope that I will be able to use some of it in some upcoming projects.